I swear that's great, Miss Great, Miss Great. You look into my eyes, you can see what I see. If you can say the world won't be the same without me. Now we call that great, Miss Great. That's a blessing. But wait a second. Look, while we on the subject, let me ask a question.
Hello and welcome to the Uzzi Sports Show. I'm Valluzzi, and joining me today, Tayvon Nelson, defensive back in the class of 2023 at Canarsie High School. Tayvon, man, thank you so much for being here.
Definitely. What's up?
And your junior year was amazing. A lot of college offers, and you just released your top three: Penn State, West Virginia, and Maryland. What really made those three schools stick out to you the most?
Those three schools, they were showing the most love. And when I went there, it just showed they interacted well with my family and me and showed me a good time every time I was there.
Yeah, and a big reason why, you were getting all these big time offers was your amazing junior year. But, before we get into like all that success, it was actually your first year playing at Canarsie High School, last season. So how come you made the decision to transfer and become a Chief?
My old coach at Christ the King, Coach Bruce, he ended up leaving and going over there to Canarsie to reunite with his buddy, Coach Brian. But when we got there, unfortunate things happened. So I was not forced, but I was there and I got to get a good relationship with the other coaches, Coach Brian, for this year. And he definitely helped me. And Coach Nooks, he definitely helped me.
And your junior year was, really special because the thing was, you had, a good freshman year with Christ the King. And then your sophomore year was, it was a weird year because of like the COVID rules and everything. I believe it was only 3 or 4 games. So people knew the hype about you, but they really wanted to see you at full force your junior year. And you really proved to everybody that you're one of the top DBs in New York. So, what really helped you get all that success last year?
Just the work, for real. Cause we was at the school every day working out, like the whole team. And I'm happy for as much production we had because every day we was at the field, coaches was there, we was getting new players, and everybody just meshed well with each other. Like it was a great atmosphere. We all had a good bond. So that's what really helped us and helped me as well.
And last season, I mentioned, you kind of really played extremely well, but when the moments mattered most, like against Erasmus Hall in the playoffs, you had a couple interceptions. You really had a great performance. Kind of take me through it, man.
Going into the game, I knew everybody thought we were going to get blown out because of the first game, but I just try to tell my teammates, like, we all we got right now, so we just got to help each other. So I just did my best to provide that energy boost because there was a lot of times in the game when we were down and we needed something to pick us back up. So I was just trying to be the best I could and guard the best player possible at the moment I could.
Also, I mentioned that, your junior year, people were really trying to see like if the hype is real and everything because they saw you like with 7-on-7s. And one thing I noticed was, your cover ability was always there, but people were really trying to see if you had that tackling ability, when the pads came on, and you really showed it your junior year. So, how important is that aspect of the game to you?
Tackling is everything because I feel like it's a lost art nowadays in football, especially from DBs. Everybody expects linebackers and D linemen to make tackles, but I feel like if you can make tackles as a DB, you just making yourself more available. Like everybody wants to see you more now, and you're making yourself more flexible in the back end of the defense.
And after your junior year, you had some tournaments with the New York Hustle, your 7v7 team. So, how'd the 7-on-7 circuit go for you?
7-on-7 circuit, it went well. We could have did better. In a few tournaments, we did good. Like Myrtle Beach tournament, we made it to the semifinals. We lost to Cam Newton's team. We did good. We could have did a lot better. It's all right, though.
Yeah, and I also noticed that you were at the Penn State 7v7. You got most outstanding player. How's the experience in Nittany Lion country when you went for the 7s?
It was good. When I went to Penn State, there was always a coach watching me or watching my team on the field. So it's good to have that eye. Like I love performing in front of people. So I'm glad they stayed around and watched the show. So that was a good experience too.
Yeah, and you mentioned, a coach always watching you, and I feel like the spotlight has kind of been on you since your freshman year, and you've been living up to the hype. So I mean, what kind of helps you really when the pressure's on to still perform really well?
For real, you just don't think about it, because I mean the pressure always gonna be on no matter where you at, especially if you're a good player. So you just gotta learn how to tune it out and just ball out no matter what.
And speaking of good players, a big storyline that I saw was Shamir Fredericks is coming to Canarsie next year, and it's going to be one of the best defensive back duos in New York State with you and him on the same squad. How excited are you to play with him?
I'm excited because my boy got range. He's 6'4", and I feel like he's really getting the notice that he needs now. And we're gonna be great together. I'm here to help him. He's gonna help me, and then our coach is gonna help both of us. And then we just gonna control the back end.
And how has the off-season work been going, with you and your teammates getting ready for the upcoming year?
I mean, we really been at it since the season ended. We got like a week off, but recently, last week we just had off, so we getting back into it next week. And my coach told us full tilt, like it's no easing into it, just straight into it.
When the PSAL schedules dropped, because I knew
Yeah.
how loaded your team was, and of course the defending champs Erasmus Hall have a ton of guys coming back. I mean, how pumped are you to get after it for that big time rematch out in October?
Definitely excited because we gotta get back. Going out like that last year, nah, we're gonna have to. It's gonna be a good game this year. Very excited for that game.
And of course, I also saw on your schedule you guys have Tottenville, a game where it really didn't go your way last season, but
Yeah.
of course you have them once again. So you got to be really excited though to play against them and maybe get some revenge.
Definitely I got that game circled on my calendar. I gotta do, not even just me, like as a whole team, we have to do better, and we gotta do them worse than they did us last year. Yeah.
And of course, with your schedule, you guys are playing a lot of PSAL teams. You're even playing some out of league games with like some out of state squads. But I have to ask if you could add one game against any team, Long Island, New York City, Catholic, public, whoever you'd like to your schedule, who are you picking and why?
All right, I'm definitely gonna have to go with St. Anthony's, especially I would have said Iona, but their kid just left. So St. Anthony's, because they have some of the top players in New York right now, and they doing good. And I feel like we would be a good match against them. So
yeah, that'd be such a fun matchup, Canarsie and St. Anthony's. And hopefully one day we get it. Whether St. Anthony's comes out to New York City or you guys come out to Long Island. So that'd be amazing. But Tayvon, thank you so much for your time today, man. I really appreciate it. And everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the interview. I'm Jared Valluzzi. Have a good one.
All right.